Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Good to have you all in class. Those of you who are joining live, those of you who are watching the replay. Let's just all land together to start. I invite you to close your eyes with me. And give yourself a nice full breath in. And as you exhale, settle into your seat, wherever that may be. Let the in-breath remind you of the length in the spine. And let the out-breath remind your shoulders that they can drop away from the ears. And give yourselves another few breaths here, just settling into this moment, to this class, to this space where we are all connected. And so you are always welcome to send me any requests that you have about what we do in class each week. I've been getting with my one-on-one clients a lot of requests for working with the hips and the lower back. I think a lot of us are sitting a little bit more than usual. I don't know about you, but my primary exercise is walking. And so we're going to open up those spaces, but it also occurred to me that these areas, hips, the lower back, I'm also feeling a little tightness in these areas too. These are second chakra areas. These are connected to the energy of relationships, the energy of our capacity to be with and in flow with our emotions. And this is a time in which those energies are shifting for us. So it's no surprise to me from a physical perspective, but also from an energetic perspective, that this is an area where there's some stagnant energy, there's some old energy that we can work through, that we can bring to the surface and release, and make space for what we're creating new. We're recreating a lot of the ways we build our relationships, for example. We're recreating the ways in which we are able to be present with ourselves and our emotional experiences, because everything around us is changing. And so we'll move some of that energy today, and as we do, we'll find a little bit of space and maybe a little bit of stability, a new kind of stability as well, through the hips and through the back body. How does that sound? All right, so for class today, you're going to need, if you don't have yoga blocks, go ahead and grab either a yoga blanket or a big bath towel or beach towel that you can roll up to about yoga block size. You're going to need that a little bit later. And you might also want that towel or blanket underneath your knees. We're going to be doing a little bit of extra kneeling today. So if your knees are sensitive, take care of them. Okay. So I'll give you a moment to go grab your props if you need them. And we're going to meet on our mats, kneeling. And you can face, like me, face the long edge of your mat. We're going to be doing some side to side movement to start. So just come to kneel, check in with your knees, give yourself a little extra cushioning under your knees if you'd like. And then let your arms hang down away from your ears. And give yourself a few breaths here. And now right away you might start to feel like your body wants to tip forward a little perhaps. Or you might start to feel some work happening in your hamstrings or glutes. If you do, that's just a sign that we could use a little bit of space in the front of the hips. And let the bottom front ribs drop down. And see if you can find just a little bit of a lift in the low belly, and that may feel like it corresponds a little bit to a gentle squeeze in the glutes. or the hamstrings. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Now we're going to float the right leg out to the right. We're going to make a rectangle with our legs. The easiest way to do this is to come down to hands and knees. But if you want a little bit of a challenge to your stabilizing muscles, you're going to shift your weight into your left knee and then just float your right foot out to the side. And you want the knee to be more or less above the ankle. And you'll take your right thumb and just kind of help the flesh of the inner knee forward. And if you're really subtly aligned with how your body is feeling, you might find that that increases the sense of length in the right inner thigh, groin area. So this is going to be really important later on. So bring the inner knee forward and squeeze the right glute slightly and see if you can keep that sense of inner knee moving forward as you reach your arms up. Nice big breath in. Exhale, side bend towards the right. You can bring your right forearm down to your right thigh. And if your leg kind of forgot how to find that inner knee reaching forward, it also corresponds a little bit to external rotation of the legs. You can use the arm to gently guide the flesh of the thigh a little bit back behind you. Take a nice big breath into the left side. Full breath out. One more breath here. And now we come up through center, and we're going to bring the left hand down again. Easiest way, keep the right foot down. For more challenge, pick the right foot up on the way. And then we'll meet with that right foot extended. Roll your left shoulder back. Lift your right leg high. You'll get a little bit of work in that outer glute. And draw the low belly in. Stretch your right arm forward, get long, and then we'll release the right leg down. Take a nice big breath into the right side. Maybe pick up the side ribs. And then one more time, we'll lift the right leg up. Bend your right knee. You're going to reach your right knee towards the front edge of your mat, or the short edge of your mat, and try to kick your heel towards the right buttock. Just going to feel that hamstring, that glute firing. Stay here, or reach for that right ankle. And still early on, so if you don't catch it, don't worry. If you do catch it, really roll the shoulder back and keep reaching your knee long away from your torso. One more breath like that. Stretch your leg back. Again, either put the foot down, or for more challenge, come up onto the fingertips and come up to stand. Big breath in, reach your arms up. Pick up your right heel. Pick up your right toes. And come to stand on your two knees, nice and light. And just pause here with your arms above your head. Close your eyes. And check in. How does it feel to breathe into your two lungs, right and left? I don't know about you, but I feel like all the air is going into my right side. And that's not just from the side bend. We did the side bend on both sides. It's from how we released the space around the right hip. Everything is connected. Take another breath. Okay. And now, again, either coming onto hands and knees for extra support, or shifting your weight into your right foot. A little bit of a stability challenge, stepping your left foot so the heel is underneath the left knee. Start by pulling the flesh of the inner knee forward as you turn the left side of the belly towards the long edge of your mat. And then pushing down through your left heel, squeeze the left glute a little bit. Keep that sense of lengthening through the inner thigh. Arms reach up, big breath in. And then we'll lean the left forearm onto the left thigh. Length through the right side waist. Spread through your toes, big breath. And coming back up. Easiest way is take the hand down first, more challenging. Let the leg float as the hand comes down. And find your side balance. Roll your right shoulder back. Even here, we're getting some of that length in the inner right thigh. Full breath. And then stretch your left arm forward, release the foot down, and find a little bit of an arc. Push the side ribs up towards the ceiling. Breath into the space.
between the left ribs. Keeping that right shoulder rolled back. Float your leg up again. Bend the knee, but as you do, don't let it come forward. Keep reaching the knee towards the back of your mat. Squeeze the right glute, squeeze the left glute. Option to reach your left hand for your ankle. And that's going to give you a little bit more length in the front of the left hip. Take a couple more breaths here and see if you can feel the breath expanding into the lower left side of the belly. Release gently, stretch the leg long. Option 1, take the foot down first. Option 2, come on up. Both arms lifted. Pick up the heel. You'll find your own way if you want to support yourself with your hands, or lift the knee and gently float it down. Big breath in and exhale. Slowly sit back onto your heels. If this doesn't feel good, you can sit on a block or find another way to sit. We'll just be here for a moment. Take your hands around behind you and we'll interlace the hands. So the hands are like this behind your back. And just squeeze the shoulders towards each other, the shoulder blades towards each other. Take a nice big breath. Good. Option, if you're still sitting on your heels, to lengthen, lifting the hips again. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. And then let that go, circle the shoulders around. Okay, we're gonna go through that one more time with the breath. So come back to kneel on your knees. If your knees are getting tired or sore from the floor, take a towel or blanket underneath them, take a breath in, and take a breath out. Good. Let's start with the hands on the hips or hands on the floor in front of you for extra support. Shifting into your left knee, right knee out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right leg up. Take a breath in, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, right hand down. Take a breath into the right side ribs. And then lift your right leg back up. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the leg behind you, maybe hold on to the ankle. Take a breath into the lower right belly. And exhale. Inhale, reach it long, either right foot down or transition. Lifting up as you inhale. Exhale, right knee down. And then left knee out to the side. Take a breath in, arms up. Exhale, left forearm down. Take a breath into the right side. And a full breath out. Both arms up. Maybe lift the foot as you go. Exhale onto your right leg. Take a breath in, reaching your left arm forward. Exhale, left leg down. Take a breath into the left side ribs. Exhale, left leg up. Bend your back knee, option to catch the ankle. Take a breath into the lower left belly. And exhale. Inhale, left leg long. And transition back up. And inhale here. And left knee underneath you. Standing on both knees, take a big breath in. And option to sit back on your heels. When you interlace your hands, now you'll take the opposite thumb on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your hips again. Lift the low belly. Spread through your toes. Try to get your pinky toes on the ground. Big breath into the chest. And exhale. Good. Stay kneeling or come to sit on your heels. Circle the wrists around a few times. And we'll turn to face the front of the mat. Actually, if your knees can handle it, we're going to kneel facing the front of the mat. We're almost done being on the knees. We're going to bring this into our next flow sequence. So take a breath, now facing the front of your mat. You're in the center of your mat, so you have space to step forward and you have space to step back. As you inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bring your palms to touch at the heart. Shift your weight into your left knee. Step your right foot forward. Don't worry if you wobble like I did. And then we're going to shift the hips forward. Push down through your right heel. Inhale, arms lift up. Pause here as you exhale, spread your toes. Take another big breath in. Exhale, left hand to right knee. Right arm reaches back. Full breath. You can use the left hand to help you twist a little bit more. Good. And then lift your left arm, right hand either to lower back or back of your left thigh. Big breath into that left side. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat, right arm up, back knee lifts up. Big breath in here. And then as you exhale, take your right hand down. You're welcome to use blocks here. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold down and just shake your head side to side. Now this is our first hamstring stretch of the day, and we had our knees bent for much of the beginning of class. So be gentle. Don't worry about straightening the leg. Just pause in a place where you can feel the breath moving in and the breath moving out. And then if you've got blocks, you'll move them to the side. Bring your hands down to the mat. Push down through your hands, and let's find a downward facing dog. Breath in here. And breath out. Inhale, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, hover your knees above the mat. Take a breath in here, pull your shoulders back. And exhale. Stay here or lift your right toes. Take a breath. And then lift your left toes. Take a breath. Left foot down. Your knees are just an inch above the mat. Take another breath. And knees come down. Point your toes. Coming back towards a child's pose, scoop the belly in. Get lighter in your hands. Lift your hands up off the ground. So your head may or may not, actually let's hover your head above the ground even if it's touching. And then lift your hands high. So you're using your back muscles a little. Lift your hands higher. Take another breath. And then as you inhale, come up to kneel. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath in here. And take a breath out. Shifting your weight into your right knee. Left foot lightly forward. You can wiggle it forward if you need to. And then your hips come forward, arms lift up. Full breath in, chest lifts. And exhale. Right hand to left outer thigh, left arm back. Big breath in. Open the chest. And then right arm reaches up, left hand either to lower back or back of the right thigh. Big breath there. Right hand comes down to the mat. Left arm up, back knee up. Inhale in your twist. Pull that left hip back, exhale. One more breath. And then both hands come down, unwind, hands to blocks. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. And exhale. Release down. And just being gentle with yourself, letting the breath move through you. Letting the body be exactly where it is. Okay. Bend your front knee. And this time we'll step your right foot forward. Look forward as you inhale. And exhale, fold down. Inhaling, stretch your arms out and up overhead. And as you exhale, let's bring the palms to touch at the heart. And give yourself a breath here. And let the breath go. And now, it's very common for the hips to be quite a ways forward at the heels. Just notice what it feels like to shift the hips back. So they're over the ankles. And then find a little bit of a sense of lift from the low belly all the way up through the center of the spine. Shoulders drop. Take one more breath here. Feeling your weight stacked, shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. As you inhale, you'll stretch the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift your chest, bring your hands to your thighs, even if you usually take them lower. And bring your spine parallel to the ground or higher if it doesn't quite get parallel. Bring your spine to a place where it feels nice and long. Draw the bottom ribs in. Bring your palms to the tops of the thighs and press them back, and let that help you reach the crown of the head forward. Spread your toes and then take your arms out wide. Big breath in. Lift your arms higher. Lift your arms higher. So we're using your back muscles to lift your arms even higher. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Your arms should be shaking a little like mine are. If they're not, lift them higher. Take another breath there. And then release down. Let your head hang down. Let your arms hang down. If your hands don't touch the floor, take blocks or hold opposite elbows. And just give yourself a little sway side to side. Let's all hold opposite elbows. Right hand, left elbow, left hand to right elbow. Give your upper arms a gentle tug with your hands. And then coming back through center, release your hands, bend your knees, scoop your belly in. Important that your legs stay engaged as you slowly roll back up to stand. Stacking your hips over ankles, shoulders over hips. Can you get your ears back over your shoulders? Give yourself a breath. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. Inhale, lift your chest, hands to shins or thighs. Keep the length in your spine, hands to the ground. See if you can keep a little bit of engagement in the upper back as you shift your weight into your right foot and send your left leg back. Sweep your arms up to a high lunge as you inhale. Turning your back heel down, we'll open to a warrior two. And now you'll pause here, spread your toes, and see if you can get that feeling of the inner knee reaching forward. Push down through your right heel, squeeze your right glute, come back to your breath. One more breath here. And then coming into your side angle pose. Right forearm to thigh or any other variation you like. Keep that length through the inner leg, inner knee. Left arm can start to reach forward. Easy breath in. And as you exhale, start to straighten your leg, reach your left arm up, triangle pose. Turn your chest towards the ceiling. And as you feel your feet planted on the ground, see if you can invite a little bit of a softness in the low belly. So even as we're pulling on the muscles that attach the pelvis to the legs on that right side, see if the belly can relax. Bending your front knee, hands to the ground, push down through your hands, downward facing dog. Inhaling, come forward to plank. You're welcome to drop the knees, shoulders back. Exhale, chest goes forward. Lower all the way down. Point your toes back, reach back through the inner ankles. Lift your hands. Lift your elbows. Lift your belly. Lift the space beneath your navel. Right, so where the belly was relaxing a moment ago, now we're getting it to engage, to wake up, to participate in this lift. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Maybe even let's reach the hands back now. Turn the palms to face down. Keep the feet on the ground. Can you lift the space beneath the navel, giving a little bit more length to the lower back as we engage these muscles. So imagine even as these muscles are contracting to lift you, imagine that they're getting longer. In fact, you're welcome to do what I'm doing and take your knuckles to your lower back and push the top of the pelvis back. Does that help you lift a little higher? Take another breath. And then release your hands. Let's find a nice big back bend. I'm keeping my elbows bent, so only as big as you can still stay long. And then we'll press the hips back towards the right heel. So like a crooked child's pose. And as you inhale, come forward, arch the spine, lift the tailbone, lift the collarbones. Exhale, push the hips back towards the left heel and pause there for a breath. Inhale, arch the spine, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in and breath out. Inhaling, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop forward. Heart forward as you inhale. Exhale, dive down. Inhaling, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, bring the hands down by your sides. Breath in here. And breath out. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, right leg goes back. And if you tend to feel wobbly in these, take your feet a little wider. Arms rise up. Inhale here. And exhale. One more big breath. And let the breath go. As you turn your back heel down, reach that inner left knee forward. Opening to your warrior two. Spread through the toes. Notice that I needed to move my left foot a little bit more to the left to make space for that lengthening in the inner left leg. Pushing down through the left heel. Squeeze the left glute slightly. One more breath. We're going to keep that left leg working hard, hinging into your side angle pose. Come back to your breath. Come back to the trust and the strength of your legs holding you. For one more. And then lengthening your left leg, right arm up, left arm down, triangle pose. Even with this leg straight, there's still the external rotation happening. One more breath here. Bend your front knee, hands to the ground. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, let's come forward to plank. Exhale, half or all the way down. Point your toes. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And if you're in up dog, can you find that length in the spine like we did in our cobra pose, lifting the low belly? Exhale, downward facing dog. And just pause here, coming back to your breath. And see if you can find, again, that sense of softness in the belly as though the bowl of the pelvis were tipping forward. As though you were spilling out the contents. Anything that's no longer aligned with where you are in this moment. Anything that was even working perfectly before now no longer is. Spilling it forward, letting it flow away. Inhaling, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms out and up. And exhale, hands by your sides. Big breath in here. And breath out. Okay. Let's take the arms out and up as you inhale. Exhaling, dive forward over your legs. Heart forward, breathing in. Exhale, left leg goes back. We'll take the back knee down. You can slide your towel or blanket under your knee if you like. And then the arms lift up. Let's take the right hand to the right knee and the left arm up. Bend your left heel. Bend your left knee, bring your left heel towards your left buttock. Lift your chest. And then you can reach your left hand, maybe you'll catch your ankle. Lift the low belly. Full breath in here. And full breath out. See if you can keep that heel squeezing in as you let the hand go. And then release the foot. If you have your blocks or something that you're using to replace the block in terms of height, you're going to want those now. Lift your back knee up. We're going to turn the back heel down. And you'll take the right-handed block in front of your right pinky toe, maybe 8 inches or so. Reach that inner right knee forward. And come up to your warrior two. Take a breath. Okay. Keep that inner knee reaching forward. You can shorten your stance here. That's going to make the transition easier. And then kind of like we were doing on our knees earlier, I'm going to keep this length. That's what tends to get sacrificed the most. As the right hand comes down, the left leg lifts up. Good. The gaze will be steadiest on the floor. For a little more challenge, you can turn towards the wall in front of you or even towards the ceiling. Full breath in. And then option to bend the back knee and reach for that ankle. I'm feeling wobbly today. Anyone else? Come back to your breath. One more breath here. And then releasing, let's float back to a warrior two. Spread the toes again. Hands down to the ground. And let's meet in a downward facing dog. You're welcome to take a vinyasa to get there, or just to stay and breathe. Bend one knee, and then the other. One more each side. And then coming back into your down dog. Lengthen your legs as you reach the sit bones towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop. Heart forward as you inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands rest by your sides. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, dive forward. Heart forward, breathing in. As you exhale, right leg goes back. Back knee comes down. All right, you know what's coming. But you don't know what's coming next. Lift your chest. Maybe lift your arms. Right? That's all we can know, right? You know what this moment is. Bend your back knee. I have something fun planned. Reach your right arm back. Maybe you'll grab that ankle. If you do, you're finding that length, that lift in the low belly. One more breath here. And then keep the heel squeezing in as you release the hands. Wake up that hamstring. Hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee, back heel turns down. And you're going to position your block, if you have one, about 8 inches or so, outside the pinky foot. I usually take it a little bit more to the left when I'm doing the bind, Chapasana bind, because my body needs to tilt a little bit in order to get there. But first, we're going to come into our warrior two and focus on that length in the inner thigh. Easy breath. Okay. Shortening the stance. Left hand down. Right leg up. As the inner left knee reaches forward, the left side of the belly turns towards the ceiling. Anyone else having an off balance day? Happens to all of us. Bend your back knee. Reach the knee towards the back of your mat, but not too much. You guys, I got a lot of sleep last night and everything. Maybe reach for that ankle. And then just come back to your breath. Be with your breath in and your breath out. And then gently releasing the leg, reach it long. Warrior two. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you need one. Pause if you need a pause. Breathe into the backs of your legs for one more breath. And then we're all going to inhale to plank and exhale all the way down. This is where you're going to grab either your yoga block or roll up your towel, your blanket, and you're going to place it the narrowest width between your ankles. So find something to squeeze between your ankles. Yoga block is, I think, 4 inches wide. Let's find something that's at least 4 inches wide. Lift your low belly. That's going to be really important to this, otherwise you're going to be stressing your back. So lift your low belly like you're trying to scoop the pubic bone forward, scoop the front of the pelvis forward. And you might feel your glutes squeeze a little already, and then squeeze the block. I'm going to make a pillow with my hands, turn my head to the side. Squeeze your ankles. And then bend your knees just a little bit. And you might feel that as your feet hover above the ground, your legs kind of shake a little bit. That's good, that means you're doing it right. You're going as slowly as you can, bending your knees a little bit more. Squeeze the block, scoop the low belly. Bend your knees a little bit more. We're waking up the muscles that are going to help take a little bit of the pressure off the lower back. Bend the knees a little bit more. Many of you know most traditional yoga poses don't do a lot of strengthening of the hamstrings, the glutes. Just waking these muscles up. I hope you're all shaking as much as I am. Lift the low belly again. So if you've already gotten to 90 degrees, you're going too fast. Do another one slower. As you get to the top, you might start to feel it in your glutes more. That's good. Scoop the belly in more. Feel your glutes waking up. And guess what? We're going to go just as slow on the way down. My hamstrings and glutes were already a little sore from a workout I did the other day, so this is a good one. Maybe that's why my balance was off. Keep coming back to your breath. Right? Even when your legs aren't steady, even when it doesn't feel like the ground is steady, slow it down. There's always your breath. And pretend that the block weighs 500 pounds. And you're trying to lower it as slowly as you can. You want to get into that place where your muscles are shaking. That means you're resetting. You're resetting your muscles, you're resetting old patterns. If you're not shaking, slow it down. Be with your breath. Another breath or two. And landing on the ground, you can let your heels fly out to the sides. And just breathe. Feel the breath expand the back body. Anyone else feeling done? Just bend your knees, let your heels go side to side. I've got one more super fun thing before cool down. You've got it in you. Take another couple breaths here. And then your choice, you can straighten the legs or keep the knees bent, lift the belly, lift your legs. So you're gonna see how your hamstrings and your glutes can help as you lift your shoulders, lift your belly, and lift yourself up to plank. And downward facing dog. You can reach back and move your block back to the front of the mat. Or if it's a towel or other softer variation, just move it off to the side. Get a little hamstring stretch, one leg at a time. And then as you inhale, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop. Heart forward, breathing in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. And exhale, hands by your sides. Okay. We have one more short standing pose, standing sequence. If you've got blocks, you're really going to want them. Take your blocks a little wider than your feet on their highest height. If you've got 2 water bottles, that might be helpful here. You can come to stand in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Take a breath. Let's start with the feet together. Big toes touch. Feel your feet on the ground. Shifting your weight into your right foot. Feel your hips, your right hip over your right ankle. Bend the left knee. Squeeze the left heel towards you. Try to point the knee down. These muscles are already awake, already firing. Now we're going to take, no, actually, we're not. So normally in dancer's pose, you reach for the ankle. We're just going to reach the fingers back, reach your right arm up. Try to kick that heel up so you're not making this connection. We're going to get this glute engaged. Try to keep the hips turning forward for now. Reach the inner knee forward. Hinge forward. Lift the low belly, reach back. And now, maybe, you'll grab the ankle. Lift your chest. If you have the ankle, push it back into your hand. Turn the left side of the rib cage forward, breathe. Now here's where it all comes together. Bend your right knee a little bit. Reach the inner knee forward very strongly. As the right hand comes down, maybe it finds the block for support. Turn your hips, your chest towards the left side of your mat. Keep reaching that inner right knee forward. Breathe. Try to keep the left heel at the left buttock as you release your hand up towards the ceiling. Stretch your left leg back. Warrior 2. Full breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground or even forward to your blocks. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold down, drop your head. Imagine your breath is going into the backs of your legs. Bend your left knee, pull your right hip back. Bend your right knee, pull your left hip back. One more each side. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your arms out to the sides. And with a nice long spine, come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands by your sides. Take a breath here. And let the breath go. Shifting your weight into your left foot. Kick your right heel back. Right knee points down. Right heel squeezes towards the right buttock. Reach your right arm back, but don't catch the ankle. Reach your left arm up. Lift the belly as you tilt forward. Squeeze the heel in towards you, but the hips stay pointing forward. That inner left knee stays pointing forward. And now, maybe you grab the ankle without turning the chest towards the right. Spread your toes. If you have the ankle, push it back, lift your chest. Breathe. It's all optional except the breathing, so be with your breath. Do whatever variations of this your body needs right now. If you're moving to your half moon pose, left hand down to your block, left inner knee reaches forward. Turn your chest. Breathe. Really strongly reach with that inner knee. And then try to keep the right heel pulling in as you reach your right arm up. Reach your right leg back. Warrior 2, take a breath. Downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. And one more breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale all the way to the ground. And you'll turn onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest and just give yourself a few breaths, rocking side to side. Okay, so we need some glute release. Let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. And all of that external rotation that we were doing actively using the glute, now we're going to do it a little bit more passively using the right hand, externally rotating that right thigh as you bring the left leg towards you. Option if you like to interlace your hands behind your left thigh. And you can rock a little side to side here if you like. Take your right hand to either the right ankle or right outer foot. I'm going to demonstrate with the ankle. That's what I usually prefer. And then you'll stretch your left leg forward, and as you do, you'll pull your right knee towards your right armpit. And you can rock a little bit towards the right and back to center. And just watch your breath slowing down as your nervous system grows aware of the ground holding you up a little bit more solidly in this shape. Bring your right knee across into a twist. Right arm out to the right. Let your breath slow down. And then from your twist, start to draw the left knee up into the bottom of the right knee. And so when you come back up, your knees are crossed. Okay. And now you'll reach your hands underneath your legs. Maybe you'll get your calves, maybe you'll get your ankles. Pull your feet away from each other. Maybe a little bit of a pulling to the left, to the right, depending on the shape of your hips. You may want to change the position of your hands or your feet. Everyone's hips are shaped differently. A little bit of a seesawing, not a seesawing, more like a sawing action. Your feet are staying at the same height. And then keep your legs crossed. Hug them in. Take a breath into the belly. And a full breath out. One more breath here. Uncross your legs. Palms into the very tops of the thighs where they meet the pelvis. Push your hips away. Take a breath. And let the breath go. Left ankle across right knee, flex the left foot. Externally rotate from the top of the thigh with your left hand as you bring your right thigh in. Option to hold behind the right thigh. Come back to your breath. Imagine the breath moving all the way into the bowl of the pelvis. The movement of the diaphragm is quite mirrored by the movement of the muscles of the pelvic floor. And can you sense into the rhythm of your breath with the muscles of your hips? Can you sense into your body's capacity to release breath as easily as perhaps you're able to release tension in the hips? Let the exhale guide you. And then holding onto that outer foot or ankle with the left hand, stretch your right leg forward. Left knee towards left armpit, rocking to the left and back to center. And then coming into your twist. Let yourself settle into the support of the ground underneath you. And the easy rhythm of the breath. And your innate capacity to exhale, to soften, to let go. Sliding the right knee up into the left. Let's come back to center with the legs crossed. Taking your feet away from each other, hold onto anywhere on the legs that you can comfortably reach. And then find a little bit of that sawing action, whatever your variation of this is. And listen to the way your body wants to move right now. Another few breaths. Keep the knees crossed, hugging them in. And just let the belly expand to receive the next inhale. And take another few breaths, expanding the belly as you breathe in.
belly soften as you exhale. As you uncross the legs, one more time, hands to the very tops of the thigh bones, pressing them away. Take a big breath here. And then setting yourself up for your Shavasana, for your rest. You can stretch your legs out in front of you. I'm going to sit in meditation and send you some remote healing. You can receive simply by setting the intention to receive, which is a nice practice in its own. If for any reason you choose not to, it's just as simple to set the intention not to receive as you need. Letting yourself settle for just a few minutes today into a sense of being held by the ground. Coming back to your breath. Feeling the expansive inhalation and exhalation. I'm going to leave you to get up on your own slowly and gently, whether that's now or in a few moments. I know Instagram cuts me off after 60 minutes, so I want to let you know that I'm changing the time of this class to 11 p.m. Eastern starting next week. I hope to continue to see you live then. And I'm sending you lots of love for a beautiful week. May it be filled with an awareness of your breath, feeling of the ground underneath your feet, and lots of love. Please let me know how you're feeling, how this class went for you, and I look forward to seeing you next week at 11. Love you guys.